Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new here. I am your host, Darren James. Glad to be here with all of you guys here today. Hope you're all doing well, hope you're having a fantastic day. If you guys don't mind, please remember to like, subscribe and comment, helps a bunch and it really shows your support. Today, I'm going over some details that recently came out regarding Quentin Tarantino's final movie, or what was supposed to be his final movie, The Movie Critic. Some details emerged about the idea of the movie, what it would be, and how it connects to previous movies of his in the past, and other characters from those movies as well. So with that being said, let's get on with today's episode, shall we? Quentin Tarantino was reportedly toying with a combined metaverse idea for a scrapped film, The Movie Critic. The Tarantino cinematic universe, if you will. More details have emerged about what was billed as Quentin Tarantino's 10th and final film, The Movie Critic, in the wake of the writer/director's shocking reported abandonment of the project last week. If any of you are fans of Quentin Tarantino, I'd like to know your thoughts. Would you rather him stick to his guns and go out on a 10th film in terms of directing? Or would you rather see him abandon that concept and actually continue to make more films in the future and retire when he feels it is appropriate? Even though he feels like the 10th film is an appropriate way to go out, I feel like personally that's still such a low number, if that makes sense. Like, I get it, go out when you can, go out on your own terms. But like, even though he's directed so many movies over the years, it feels like 10 movies is still quite low. It doesn't seem like that many movies. But that might be just me spitballing on top of my head. I'd like to know your guys' thoughts on that. I would love to know what you guys think about that idea. Whether or not you should quit the 10 film idea, or continue to move past that, or whether or not he should actually retire after he makes his 10th movie. The details come from a new report from Hollywood Reporter today, which contains a number of interesting tablets about how far along the movie was, who might have starred in it, what it could have been about, and why it all fell apart. The article paints a picture of a purely creative pivot on Tarantino's part, which is in line with Deadline's report last week that initially broke the news. For one thing, the Hollywood Reporter reports that with no studio publicly confirmed to distribute the film, Sony Pictures was firmly on board to partner with Tarantino on The Movie Critic following their previous success collaboration on 2019 Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, per the report. Tarantino's abandonment of the project hasn't soured his relationship with the studio, and Sony still fully intends to support the film's filmmaker on whether he decides it's his final project. It might have been that very pressure to go out on a high note that led to the project's demise. Tarantino has long said on multiple occasions that he will retire from filmmaking after 10 films. Although Kill Bill was released in 2 parts, he considers them one movie, setting up quite the expectation of what could be his final effort. The sources who spoke to the Hollywood Reporter didn't confirm exactly why he moved on from The Movie Critic as his swan song, only that he had grown more excited by other ideas. Now, long ago, over the past few years or so, there was this rumour, or maybe it might be more than a rumour, that he was going to be directing a Star Trek movie for Paramount, and the movie was going to be rated R, 15 in the UK. So that was exciting. Like, I'm not a big Star Trek fan, but the idea of him doing a space movie like that, and it being rated 15, sounds really cool and really exciting. Like, balls to the walls, crazy action sort of expectations on my part. So I don't know what happened in terms of that situation. People have wanted to see a Kill Bill Part 3 at some point in the near future. I don't know how he feels about that. I think if he's going to go out on a swan song, I think his project will probably be an original project of some sort. Not a sequel, not a prequel, not a reboot, not in a Marvel Cinematic Universe, not in the DC Universe, in the superhero universe of any sort, because we know how he feels about those movies. It's probably going to be like an original project of some sort. That's my opinion, like The Movie Critic. Although that seems to be out of the question right now, but it is what it is, I suppose. A Tarantino goodbye metaverse. It was previously reported that The Movie Critic had undergone a number of rewrites. Tarantino tried to decide on what shape it would take, and today's report said one of the ideas was that it might serve as a Tarantino goodbye metaverse, woven in stars and characters from his past movies. To that end, the report says it at one point involved resembling a spin-off of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, with Brad Pitt set to reprise his role as Cliff Booth. Another idea might have had characters interacting with a young inspiring filmmaker at a movie theatre, something of a stand-in for Tarantino himself, who worked at a porn theatre as a teenager. Maybe that's where his foot fetish comes from. Maybe just too much porn as a kid. The project was also the subject of casting rumours, one including that Tom Cruise might collaborate with Tarantino on it. That would have been really cool. I don't think they haven't done a film together, so that would have been really interesting to see what their chemistry is like together. There were reports, however, that Cruise and Tarantino hadn't even met for a role. Olivia Wilde did apparently meet with Tarantino earlier this year, although it's unclear what that meeting was regarding. According to previous comments from Tarantino, the movie Critic was set to follow a character based on a real-life writer, whose reviews were a mix between an early Howard Stern and what would Travis Bickle, Robert De Niro's character in Taxi Driver, might be if he were a film critic. It's unclear what Tarantino will privy to now, but it seems like the movie Critic now joins the likes of projects by the Pulp Fiction filmmaker that will never see the light of day. Other reported shelved Tarantino projects include an R-rated Star Trek film and more, which is what I alluded to earlier. In terms of Quentin Tarantino, what would you guys like to see be his final project? Really like the idea of the movie Critic metaverse idea. That sounded really fun. I can understand if that's not what everybody's into, which is completely fine. But what would you guys like to see? Would you rather see the movie Critic as his final movie, maybe under a different idea? Would you rather see a Kill Bill Volume 3? Would you rather see him do something else, like that Star Trek project that was being long in development but never been made? Let me know your thoughts on this. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye for now.